Hello, dear audience. Welcome to A Living Campus, a quick course to uncover the curriculum behind the conception of the brand new Università Campus Biomédico in Rome. We will focus on explaining the 4 basic operations that make this campus an open and flexible system prepared for change, a landmark that dialogues with the landscape and becomes recognizable, a sustainable environment where architecture is a pedagogical tool, a place built by events, before, during, and above all, after construction, where space, students, neighbors, and the citizens of Rome get involved in a reciprocal living process of learning. Lesson 1. Addition. How can the campus learn to be a flexible system? The essential lies in the division of the pieces. First, a base module that fosters diversity of activities and ways of educating. Then, a series of complementary pieces that help to articulate the whole. By adding these pieces with clear objectives and rules, we can occupy the space and have a myriad of activities that promote diversity throughout the campus. It is an operation that encourages us to learn to adapt to change and future needs. Lesson 2. Subtraction. How can the campus learn to be a landmark? Building in tandem with nature decreases the negative impact. Understanding how the landscape operates during strong stationary changes allows us to optimize natural resources, with intelligence similar to the logic that governs the extensive Roman agricultural fields. The interstitial and connective spaces are defined thematically. The vegetation itself varies and succeeds in activating the informal spaces. In this operation, the result is a dialogue between landscape and architecture, where the whole becomes a recognizable element. Lesson 3. Multiplication and division. How can the campus learn to be sustainable? The long-term value of the campus is divided between the standardization of its elements and the way it is planned. Having the possibility of easily understanding the economic impact of establishing new modules or changing the priorities of the plan can optimize limited and variable resources that depend on multiplying activities, students, or needs. The standardization in the master plan applies to on-site improvements, expansions, and new buildings. A standardized view of materiality can divide environmental efforts between mechanical, bioclimatic, and pedagogical strategies. The facade acts as a multi-layered epidermis, adapting the buildings to different seasons and solar orientations. The human scale of the modules and the permeability of the facade enter into dialogue with the students, using the changes in natural light and internal ecosystems to increase the awareness on how to reduce the consumption of resources in the complex. Divisible structures can multiply the range of use in the space in unimaginable ways. If architectural structures are conceived from the idea of activity and possibility, they can multiply the programmatic trajectories. When a space is always in process, everybody, from the potential users to the builders themselves, can have a voice. Lesson 4. Exponentiation. How can the campus learn to be an event? The project incorporates a social emphasis that seeks to generate acceptance, relevance, and identity for the institution and for the campus. Based on the processes of community participation, which includes directives, students, teachers, neighbors, and citizens, a public program that can be modified and designed by its users will be constructed. The new campus will be capable of transforming with seasonal events, celebrations, and daily activities. Instead of a single iconic building, the architectural modules throughout the site will generate a memorable image. The gardens where the flowers grow will learn to be a laboratory for growing innovation. The laboratory, where you experiment, will learn to be a library of experiences. The library, where you should be quiet, will learn to be a playground to express. The playground, where people work out, will learn to be a stage to perform. The stages for cultural activities will learn to be events where people have a voice. And then the campus will be a living, breathing, and constant process where space will learn.